Welcome, Robert. So, what inspired you to put your name forward as a candidate in this election?
Well, Lisa, I've had the opportunity, as many people know, to have had the pleasure of serving this community since 2001. And when I first ran at age 30, things were relatively new, and I was trying to get a sense of the climate and understand governance for what it was in Medicine Hat. 20 years later, I still have that passion. I still aspire to that adage of giving back to my community. As a first generation Canadian, my parents taught me hard work, integrity, and I've tried to deliver that on behalf of every constituent. And I believe over the years I've been able to adequately and then some represent all demographics, business community, the resident at large, big issues, small issues. And I'm inspired by what this community has given back to me. And I still have that fire in my belly. And certainly I'm hopeful that the community has seen it fit to give me the opportunity to come back again. So I'm going to pursue another term.
Excellent. So, what experience will assist you in being an effective elected representative?
Well, again, having had a number of terms under my belt, I don't want to purport to be an expert, but I certainly know how to navigate City Hall. I know how to navigate the bylaws, the policies, the administrative procedures, all the stuff that most people, quite frankly, don't take a lot of interest in per se. There have to be some people, as I tell people, there got to be a few of us out there that are interested in this and have a passion for it so that we can be a voice for the people. I don't ever take for granted that there are 9 people that sit around that horseshoe who represent this entire community. And we have to live up to a vision, and we have to be nimble. We have to be able to respond to an ever-changing climate. And my experiences are quite extensive in that regard. I've sat on or chaired or vice chaired every standing committee at City Hall and many of the advisory boards, police commission. So I definitely have had my experiences there. But more importantly, and I mean this genuinely, talking to people and having to navigate issues as they've come forward. And I once was accused by a former CAO of being an ombudsman for the community. And I thought, you know what, it's not a terrible accusation, quite frankly, because I am here to help people navigate. And I've always prided myself on being able to take those single issues and come to resolution. And so in the broad context of governance and the little issues, I have a lot of experience there.
Excellent. So, what are the important issues that are facing our region?
Well, topical right now, of course, is COVID and its economic impact, certainly to our community. There are real lives being impacted by it. And I don't want to, distill it down to economics, but it really has impacted people, the everyday person who's just trying to make it go, keep a job, or find care for their child when they're not able to be at work because their child's at home. The business community who's impacted, their doors are closed, then they're opened, then they're closed again and opened again, and there are restrictions, and there are a lot of casualties of COVID. So for me, that's a big issue that we have to continue to navigate and work together with other levels of government on. But keeping Medicine Hat growing and building our tax base and economic development and red tape reduction and finding those platforms that will continue to grow our community. If we don't do that, then we become stagnant. And certainly we've had some challenges before us, but we're working really, really hard to push Medicine Hat forward. And with the likes of Invest Medicine Hat, MH Big, new investment, a new strategy towards home builders and others, we're excited by the prospect of what the future will be here in Medicine Hat.
Excellent. So how will your election platform benefit and improve the lives of our constituents?
I would love to think that my voice alone makes a difference, but I recognize, having the pleasure of being on council and representing the community, I have to take the broad demographic and keep them in mind when I'm making decisions. Sometimes I don't get unanimity around my dinner table at home, but I certainly have to strive for that in the community. And you have to have principled thinking, lots of education, understand the issues at hand and be educated to them. And ultimately, for me, I'm looking forward to navigating that again with the public and helping to take each issue as they come forward and make the best of it. And that doesn't mean just being wishy-washy or otherwise. It means having conviction, having a belief in something. And as these issues come our way, we have to respond to them. And again, my track record for being resolute, I think will serve me well, and I will continue to be that strong voice for our community.
Great. So what specific strategies and or policies would you suggest that would address some of the pillars in the Chamber's Vote Prosperity platform? So those include innovation and a competitive strategy, infrastructure development, image and branding, workforce development, and business and financial supports.
Well, from the standpoint of those pillars, I mean, what's at the root of all of them is creating an economic climate that is going to benefit the broader business community. And I've always believed that, small business is an incubator for a medium-sized business and an incubator for large business. And I genuinely believe that. I've seen evidence of that over my time. And if we can create an image that is supportive of what we want to live up to, our vision, if we can create opportunities for people to move here, that creates a benchmark for developers and businesses to strive to and grow toward. And ultimately, it all culminates into an economic climate, a platform that serves our community and grows our community. And population growth is one of those pillars for some people out there, but it's building a foundation that is sustainable, innovative, and ultimately going to serve the broad business community and the citizenry at large is really what I'm after. So things like economic development strategies, working with other levels of government, red tape reduction, trying to find those ways to find synergies between business community, the resident, and City Hall. They're epicenter of getting all this done. We have to continue to strive to do better, and I'm certainly committed to that.
Great. So in closing, do you have any additional comments or insights for the voting public out there?
I recognize there are some challenges right now in our community, and the accelerated financially fit is on the forefront of everybody's mind. We don't have, I won't even say the luxury, but we certainly don't have the opportunity to deficit budget like the provincial and federal government. So we have to create a balanced budget. You have to look at your revenue streams and you have to look at your operating and expenditure streams and strive to do everything you can. And all I can tell you is that those initiatives that this past council have undergone and in depth through are ultimately going to pay dividends. I really believe for this next council, whoever's there, I would be honored to have the opportunity to see those through. And I think it will take some context and some history to do that. So as much as there will be an appetite for some change on council, which is inevitable, I think some continuity and a strong vocal historical context like I bring to it will serve the next council really well. So I'm excited by the opportunity. Elections are always exciting for some more than others, but I'm really excited by the prospect of seeing these next things through. And I think there are some really good things around the corner, like a riverfront development. And I know Aurora didn't go through, but there's some things around the corner with that. And just a climate that we've kind of set up and bolstered, I think is going to start paying significant dividends just around the corner.
Great. Well, thank you for your time today, Robert.
Thank you, Lisa.